Hello, this is Shanker, and today I've been talking about issues. Today was the solar eclipse, 21st June, and let's see what happens after this. And let me take the block of 21st June to December. What is going to be the international scenario? Now, for me, the major concern is the. I will not go into very specific dates because that would put like a lot of anxiety and questions, and like we. So the this is a 6 months block which I am considering. That is from today to the end of December. Now, what is going to be critical here is that Sun is absolutely on the mouth of Rahu in the current transit situation, and a lot of planets. Second is the ingress of Mars into Pisces, and Mars getting into Pisces with its depositor debilitated. I mean, I have considered a lot of chakras, the Rudransh chart also, and various other charts also, which would not be very, which will take hours and hours to discuss. But at least 9 charts I've taken into consideration before I'm getting into these predictions. But what are the basic indicators, important things which would create problems in the nation? And Mars enters in aspects Saturn. Mars is aspected by Saturn. Saturn aspects Mars. The depositor of Mars is debilitated. Mars aspects Rahu. Sun is sitting in the mouth of Rahu. The point where the solar eclipse happens, 6 degrees, when Mars aspects that point, it could be a major issue. Mars is going to go into Aries and come back into Pisces. Its going and coming is also going to be a time which will create a lot of issues. Also understand what is most important thing going to happen is the shift of Rahu and Ketu. And Ketu is a planet which is planet of suddenness, which is a planet of disease, and which is a planet which can create problems. Ketu in the Indian chart would be in the 7th house, which I'll talk later, which will have its problems. Jupiter will be with Ketu, and Ketu will play a very negative role. The role of negativity would be played by Ketu in a lot of factors, basically war, espionage, and so many other things and allied things which could happen. And Ketu, till the time it doesn't go out of Jyesht nakshatra, it will create problems. And Jyesht nakshatra is a very Tivra nakshatra. It's a nakshatra which can create a lot of problems. It is a nakshatra which is a very nakshatra in terms of causing a lot of destruction, and also can create issues which could lead to a imbalance leading to a balance. So that is what Ketu in Jyesht nakshatra would do, and the transits of Rahu and Ketu would be playing a very important role. Also, I've seen the chart of China. China has a very clear Kapat Yog, and therefore it would create problems which are going to be of which would a paramount, or come near to what we can say, not doing what you are saying, double mouth, cheating, two faces. These kinds of things can happen as far as China is concerned. I've looked at the chart of China. I've also looked at the chart of USA, and it is not in a good situation. And over there, Mars ingresses the 3rd and 4th house, which will have its own great impact. In the Indian chart, the kind of situation which is coming and the transit and the dasha are very similar. The to that what was there during the partition, but that was for a longer period, and this is for 35 days. So there is going to be a difference. It won't be like that, but a semblance of that is going to happen. A semblance of the period, etc., is going to happen in the Indian chart also. So these are the various astrological things. It is only to those people who understand astrology are indicators. But of course, you should see the various charts, including the foundation chart, the Rudransh chart, and your other charts which are important in case of national astrology, and national also take into consideration the Vargas and strength of the planets. And I'm also concerned with, I've also explained to you about Mars, the ingress of Mars in and out, Mars getting into Gandant, Mars depositor getting debilitated, then Mars depositor fallen, Mars looking at Saturn and Rahu. Rahu is causing a lot of Veda to a lot of planets, while as Mars is not causing Veda, which is because of Mars there is no Veda, that is a good thing. But Rahu causing Vedas to quite a few planets is going to be a problem. Mercury retrogression will have its own issues when it is transiting. And the sign important here would be the Gemini sign, and of course the Rahu Ketu when they shift the positions and leave the nodes and come into the signs of Taurus and Scorpio. Not a very happy position though. So these are things which are and there are a lot of other things which we have considered, and it would be आप बोर हो जाएंगे अगर मैं वो सब चीज़ें बताएंगे आपको. In terms of technical, anybody who wants to have a discussion with me one-on-one can, actually we can talk about these issues. My first thing which I would say is this ingress of Mars is going to create problems in two phases, and of course the other planets. I'm not talking about Mars only. And that starts from 28th June to, let's say, 15th July. There will be some tensions globally. And then there would be a period till 15th August, which is again not very good. And then I'll give another 10 days, 25th August to 25th, 27th August to the end of December. My view is that because of Mercury, there will be a lack of communication. There would be psychological issues within the country. There could be negativity which would be there, and there could be rainfalls, unwanted and more rainfalls, especially in the southern and central India. That is one. Second is that there is going to be tension on the border. The tension on the border, let's say from now to December, will be there. The tension could be both in a way of war. I am not very sure the war could be there, but there would be tension on the border, and it could be even a war due to some kind of terrorist activities. This could be either both from China's side and Pakistan's side. Let us very clearly put that border terrorism will increase both on the China and Pakistan front. The terrorism, it could be a form of terrorist or guerrilla tactics kind of attacks which would be there, and off and on they would keep on happening. China cannot be relied upon, as I had said earlier. China cannot be relied upon. So that could be one of the most important things that should happen. Also, I feel that after August, September onwards, there would be an increase in the communal tension within the country. Communal tension within the country is bound to increase, and we should be careful, take corrective actions. I also see the government under great stress, but the government will be able to manage and handle the situations. However, there would be a great stress on the Indian government. I do not see an increase in the economy in the way we want it. The economy and the economic situation is going to be weakened globally. And I would say that with certainty that till Jupiter in Capricorn crosses 10 degrees, which will be somewhere in the month of June of 21, the economic situation will be up, down, looking good, becoming bad, activities happening. The economic situation will not be good, and also that includes for the stock markets. There will be great volatility in the stock markets, both in India as well as abroad. I also do not foresee a very good situation in the US, especially after October to December, and maybe after that, or maybe a little before that. I can see a kind of unrest which will be there in the US, and the horoscope of, they have Rahu in the 12th house, Rahu Dasha is going on. I take Leo as the Lagna for USA. Those things have been considered. I'm telling this again for those who are into astrology, and so that it's not that I'm speaking for the sake of speaking, but the ingress of third and fourth house of Mars between the third and fourth house, and the Jupiter Saturn changes with the changes of Rahu Ketu and other factors. US also will not be in a good situation. There would be the masses will not be satisfied. There will be unrest in the masses. Looking at Mr. Trump's horoscope, I do not think, and I'm sure, he will not be back into power. It's going to be difficult for him for coming back to power, despite there could be a lot of intellectual argument on that. But astrologically, I see the time is not good for him. So that could be one thing. I also see some kind of tension. Say, let us extend the period till December to March, April, from October to April, on the southern, in the ocean, which is to the south of China. There could be some tensions which are there, and some kind of naval activities will also be on the increase. That could be from the side of the US. Pakistan will not be a winner. Pakistan will be a loser in this whole period of time. I'm confident about that. It is also not a good period for China, which starts, and decisions taken by China would lay its foundation for a downward curve in the future. It's like an elephant, and it's a huge mammoth infrastructure, or an animal which cannot go down in a day. But yes, it is laying the foundation stone of its downward trend in the next decade. The next decade would see a downward trend in the command which China has. Within a period of 2.5 to 3 years, that is by 2022-23, I am of the view that India will be able to make substantial entries into Pakistan. I really don't know how. It could be that a piece of land could come under India's control, or something would happen where India would get a major success. I call it a major success over Pakistan, but that is on a horizon of 2.5, 3 years. That's for sure. Countries around India, Bangladesh, Philippines, Indonesia, it is not a very good innings for them either. So I end this video by summarizing it. A, border tensions between India and China till December, more in between October, November time frame. Also in the month of July, there could be tensions. It will be more of espionage. Espionage activities are going to increase in the next 1 month. Espionage will increase tremendously in the next till about 20th of July. So that is something going to happen. Increase of tension between India and China. A war-like situation, but it will be guerrilla tactics, and off and on combats will keep on happening. Internal problems in the US will not be good. Economic situation globally is net not going to be good. The stock trade would sometimes be better, good, and then again go down. So it will be spike and surge would happen. USA internal strife will increase. I don't see the current president coming back as the president of India. A downfall for Pakistan. Rainfall within India, but not between this Western India and Southern India. But nothing which could be devastating or which could be earth-shattering, which could create, very great issues. All this would continue till about the end of May, June. And it is only after that, things in the country, in our country, India, and globally, things would come to an equilibrium, and all this churn will happen for something good. So there has to be a churn for things to become better, and this is the churn. So in a way, it is not negative, and today being the day of Shiva, I mean, you cannot have construction without destruction. So some kind of destruction has to happen for construction to take place. So that is what I feel is the end game of the cosmic consciousness and the cosmic energy which surrounds us. These eclipses, etc., and the things which I have told you may not affect individuals. They affect things more on the nations and the collective consciousness of the people. So that's it. As far as the last most important thing is Corona, it would decrease by October. But let me tell you, as soon as Jupiter goes into Sagittarius and it comes back, I've seen that will be one more surge, and that surge would be in the multiple of 3. So the Corona would be either 6 lakhs, 9 lakhs, 12 lakhs. That is the kind of figure. If during the next few days it is 4 lakhs, it would increase to about 12 lakhs when Jupiter falls, and when it is with Ketu in the month of September, August, October, India-wide. But after October, I see it getting under control, and full control only, as I said, by the month of July 21. So, this could be there, and it was earlier my thought that once I'm talking on the video, I should not be creating panic. But now let's understand I was talking about the economic impact which Corona would have, how the economy would move, because the economy was standstill, and that was a major question people had. But as in pandemic, it is still, on today's figure, it will be around 3 times of today's figure. If today's figure is 3 lakhs, it would be around 9 to 10, 12 lakhs, and then it would start settling down. And that is, I have a method of calculating this, and when it's in terms of how Jupiter falls and comes back. So this is what would happen, but there will be no panic because of that. It would be an India-wide figure, but after October, we would be in control and in full control by July. That doesn't disturb me much, but it is bound to happen. And today there are a lot of patients with asymptomatic patients, so perhaps even accounting is not right. So if you count all those into consideration, I'm sure this figure would come. May not be our figures which are told to us. So this is my view on the nation and the events which are going to take place for the major countries of India, China, America, and Pakistan. And I've also covered the smaller countries which are there. So please let me have your comments. And first I've talked about December. Then January to May would be a little better, but activities will keep on happening. It's only in June that that things would be positive. The whole thing will be good for our Prime Minister. He will come out as a winner, and India will come out as a winner, as a very strong force. And in the next decade, India will be a very strong country. That's my belief. Okay, a belief astrologically. So thank you for listening to me. I am not a professional astrologer. I do it for the love of the science. It's my hobby, it's my research, and so I don't have any flashy sides. I don't propagate. But if you like my video, please tell others. More the people who hear it, that figure of subscribers always enthuses me. So that's important. And anything you write to me at connectingminds@gmail.com. I have my site shankerstudy.com. I have a lot of books on astrology which are available with Sagar Publications. I don't do any consultations. I do see charts. Thousands of people write to me, but I do pick up a few charts and look at them. Perhaps someday I would start charging and doing something good with the money, and so that we all have a good karmic destiny, a chain of karmic destiny collectively. Thanks and bye. Thank you.